So Naoya Inyue beats Nonito Donaire in a 12-round decision. I thought the judges' scorecards, at least two of the judges' scorecards, was rather wide, but Nonito Donaire had a good showing for himself. I was very impressed with Nonito Donaire in this fight. Definitely the bigger, stronger guy, the harder puncher. Inui, though, dropped Nonito Donaire in the 11th round with a body shot, beautifully placed liver shot. It took a while for Donaire to drop to his feet. He needed time. Got back up. It was a good fight. He was fighting mostly off the back foot after that. Donaire was the aggressor for most of the fight, landing some beautiful overhand rights. Lovely body work to Inui's body. Really messed up Inui's face, busted his eye, busted his nose. Inui puffed up Donaire's face. But for the most part, I thought Donaire fought a good fight. In my eyes, I didn't see a proper stream, but I thought that Donaire won the majority of the rounds. However, once again, they gave Inui because the fight probably was seen as close by the judges, and they gave Inui for the knockdown. Robert Hoyle was one of the judges. He had 114-113. Donaire losing a point for the knockdown in round number 11. So that's how Inui won the fight. It was a close fight. It was a good fight. And I thought well deserving Inui of the trophy. I have no complaints. I don't think it was a robbery. I thought the other two judges' scorecards were ridiculous. They were fighting in Inui's territory where everybody knew Inui. So, home turf advantage always it works out well. But Donaire made a good showing of himself as the older guy, the old man, crafty, skillful. Literally backing up Inui. Inui had to box him from the outside. Those people who thought Inui would run through Donaire, I knew he couldn't run through Donaire. I knew that wasn't going to happen. Really enjoyed the fight a lot, and just wanted to give my comments on the fight. So, I watched a stream of the fight, obviously, and it was here on YouTube actually. Good fight. Donaire really landed some hellacious punches on Inui. At times he had Inui in a lot of trouble. Inui had Donaire in the 11th round, couldn't finish him. Donaire took the knee and very sensibly rested for a while, and then he got back up just before the count of 10, and he made it through the round against Inui. And in round 12, showed a good showing of himself. The last 10 seconds really getting Inui into the corner and trying to belt off some shots on him. It was a very, very, very good fight. If anybody was questioning Donaire being able to take Inui's power, Inui didn't seem like he had all that much power. The beautiful thing about it was, though, that Inui was able to place a really perfectly placed liver shot in a tray with Donaire. And I think that's what made the difference for the fight. Really enjoyed the fight. I thought that Donaire took some of the early rounds. Inui made an adjustment. And then Inui came back. But then in the middle rounds, I think Donaire took almost all the middle rounds until the 11th round where things turned around for him. And then I thought that, for Inui that is, I thought Inui took the 11th and 12th. So Donaire really had a good showing of himself. I thought Inui fought bravely as well because Donaire was almost twice his size. And everything about Donaire looked bigger than Inui. He wasn't as fast as Inui, but he had great timing. I thought Donaire could have gone to the body more instead of trying to just jab, throw the right hand. I think sometimes he would miss because of that, and Inui could get to counter him. But for the most part, I thought Donaire fought a very sensible fight, landing a lot of body shots. Of course, the younger Inui, harder to break down, harder to slow down, even though he did catch him slowing down. I also noticed that Donaire doesn't really have a great inside game. And he knew he would change levels and stuff, and Donaire didn't necessarily change levels. But for what he had and what he brought to the table, Donaire should be proud, as a veteran of the sport. I really enjoyed it. I was backing, of course, Donaire to win, but I wasn't really looking at that. I was just looking at how the rounds would pan out between both fighters. He knew he landed some pretty good jabs to the pit. I thought Donaire's jab to the pit was much more effective than Inui's because Donaire would literally cause Inui to bow in when he hit him with the jab to the pit. Donaire's shots were more thudding, much more powerful than Inui's. Had a much more dramatic effect on Inui until that well-placed liver punch. But it was a really, really good, very competitive, very exciting fight, and you couldn't ask for much more in a super series. Donaire in his natural way. People said Donaire was faded and stuff, and he always kept on proving people wrong. He just came up short tonight. I thought he won the fight against Inyue, but it was a close fight again. And my boy Donaire, I said it was going to be what it was going to be. Every round that Donaire kept on staying in, I was like, yeah, man, look, the old man's still in there, boy. He's still in there with the young boy. And there was a time when he was abusing Inyue. He was like, he was showing, I'm a full grown man, you a little boy still. He was treating him like that. Good fight. Inyue could not finish Donaire because Donaire again had very solid defense. Was using the high guard, was using the shoulder roll. Very good fight. I thought Inyue deserved the win, as an up-and-coming rising star. But really and truly, I think Donaire took this one because I thought he won a lot more rounds than Inyue. And he landed just a much more effective punches. I mean, when he hit Inyue with a jab, Inue's head went way back, like snapped his head back. And Inyue would, of course, go into a swivel with it. But Donaire was landing some really hellacious shots. Really fuck. And I thought so. I thought he would have been the more powerful puncher because he had been in higher weight classes and everything. He was slower, but he was a harder puncher. He had great timing. He went to the body very, very well with Inyue. And Inyue had to respect him from the get-go. Inyue teed off his best punches on Donaire. Didn't seem to do anything to Donaire unfazed him. He just kept on marching down on Inyue. So it was a good-ass fucking fight, man. It was a good fight. I do believe that, this fight was again, those super series fights, man, they're just exciting, especially the finals, and they're very close. So I think Donaire might have edged it by about 7 rounds to 5, and with the knockdown, instead of 115-113, I have it 114-113 Donaire's way. But I have to go and look at it again round by round. The stream that I had was kind of breaking up a little bit, so I couldn't see everything. But that's my personal opinion. I might have to go and look at it again. But the old man did us proud. He did us proud. He wasn't done. He showed that he still had it in him. Some people said he had one good fight left in him. Well, that was the one good fight. He put on a hell of a fight. Was the physically stronger guy in there. He was physically the bigger guy in there. He knew he was like a little boy compared to Donaire. He was just twice the size. He knew he was a big fucking bantamweight. So I didn't see Inyue stopping him. There were several times he knew he had him in trouble, though, with some hard shots, but he kept his defense tight, and that was that. So, really good fight, really good fight. I'm going to go back over, and I'll run it through blow-by-blow coverage live for you guys as soon as I get a good feed of it, but it was a really fantastic fight. Deuces to everybody. On Come True and Roll True again. He takes the victory. Congratulations to him, a hard-fought victory. I mean, he got busted eye, was bleeding nose, Donaire had puffy eyes, got that liver punch that he ran away from. He actually took a run from Inyue. He ran away from Inyue and went to the corner of the ring, and then he stooped down. It was that painful. It got him right in the spot, man. Lee Paulo Corpus says, Inyue is kept on running. Roller Polar Bear, yo, man. Roller Polar Bear says, sick fight. Yeah, it was dope, man. It had everything in it. Donaire was a beast. He's a big, strong dude, man. I told people Inyue ain't just going to run through Donaire. I told them that, Body shot for the win. I still thought that Donaire nicked it, even with that 10-8 round. I thought Donaire won much more of the rounds. Had Inyue in trouble most of the fight. More in the fight than Inyue did. But, hey, it's a hard, it's a well-earned knockdown win for Inyue, So, well-earned win. But I thought Inyue was losing that fight up to that point. The old man stayed in there, boy. The old man decided to teach Inyue a lesson. He was drumming Inyue, man. Inyue was taking some punishment. He had a busted eye. He had a bleeding nose. You know what I'm saying? Roller Polar Bear says Rigo or Walters for Inyue next. Frampton too. Frampton's not a featherweight though. Inyue just won the bantamweight title. Frampton is not a bantamweight. Carl Frampton's a featherweight, sorry. Well done by Nonito Donaire. Congratulations to Naoya Inyue. Donaire's a young 48. Donaire's 48 years old? Oh shit, he did really, really well if he's 48. I gotta go check. Let me see. I'm gonna go back over the fight though with you guys. It was a good fucking fight though. Gotta say, good fight. I want to see them better resolution so I can really see what really went on. If Donaire didn't get caught with that body shot, it would have been a draw on one judge's scorecard. The other two judges, I don't know what the fuck they was watching. They had it 9 rounds to 3. Okay, no problem. He's 36, man. Donaire's 36 years of age. Still a veteran, but 36 years of age. He did very well, though. Roller Polar Bear says, why was this fight on a Thursday? Is it a Japanese New Year? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Was it in Japan or China? Was this fight in Japan or China? It was in China, wasn't it? Donaire's from the Philippines anyway, but I didn't think Donaire was going to get a decision anyway. You have the up and rising star, and then you got the guy that's almost at the end of his road. It's going to be hard for people to give it to Donaire, but he fought a fight where you could argue that Donaire won that fight. At least from the stream I saw. I could be absolutely wrong. But he put up a hell of a performance, whether he lost or not. Macau. So, see, it was China. Oh, no. Why was this fight on Macau? I don't know if it was in Macau, China. I don't know. I don't think so. It was in some place beginning with S. Hold on. I'm going to tell you. It was in Japan. Super Arena, Saitama, Japan. So it was in Japan. So, again, home court advantage to Naoya Inyue. Mango Juice, they needed Inyue to win anyway. Yep. And the knockdown makes it more convincing, so he gets it. Inyue is going to have a tough time if he ever decides to move up to 122. People thought Inyue was just going to steamroll Donaire. Donaire needs to work on his defense. No, his defense was pretty tight, actually. Defense was pretty tight. He don't really have to work. Everybody need to work on their defense, but I mean, his defense was pretty tight. He didn't really get tagged with a lot of shots. Inui's defense wasn't that good. Saitama Super Arena is where Duran fought MMA. Well, for real? Cool. But Inyue had home court advantage, just like how Josh Taylor had home court advantage. They should have a rematch. But two judges' scorecards was just ridiculous. 117, 111, I think is what they had. Some shit like that. Oh, actually, I could see the judges' scorecard here. Hold on. Hold on to your horses. Hold on to your horses. So now I'm coming with it. Am I getting to logged in or what? You're taking so long. Oh, Mangaju said, sorry, you mean I knew he needs to work on his defense. Yeah, I mean, but you see, Donaire is a much more skillful fighter. He knew he didn't face nobody on Donaire's level, right? Roller Polar Bear, he knew he would have the same issue as Donaire when he moved up. Yep, for sure. Roller Polar Bear says rematch for sure, but in Macau to be neutral. That would be cool. Donaire's right hand was on point for a lefty. Yes, sir. Yes, he was. He was landing that right hand over Inui's shoulder. At will, baby. At will. I was impressed. I was very much impressed with his counter right hand. And you can see Donaire has the overall kind of skill. He's older, he's slower, but he got better skills. All right, so this is what they had it as. Luigi Boscarelli had it 111-116, which is 8 rounds to 4 for Naoya Inyue. I did not see that. Robert Hoyle. How did Naoya Inoue win 8 rounds? I don't know. Robert Hoyle had it 113, 114 for Inoue. Now I can understand that because that's a close fight. That's basically like that's like a draw. That's like 6 rounds each, but the knockdown made a difference. And Octavio Rodriguez had it 117, 109. Okay? 117, 109 for Inoue, which is basically 9 rounds to 3. Okay? It would have been 110. He only gave Donaire actually 109, 117, 109. How the fuck does that happen? I can understand 116, 111, 117, 110 probably. It should be 118, 110. How's it 117, 109? I don't even understand. Anyway, 117 means that Inoue had 9 rounds. At 109, maybe I don't know how the fuck they. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got it. 117, 109. That means that 1 round was even, and then you had the 10th round. Okay, that's what happened. So 117, 109. Damn, that's terrible. It should be. Yeah, it should be 117, 111. But because he had 1 round even, all that Donaire won was 2 rounds. Yeah, Donaire trains in Andre Ward's gym as well as in the Mayweather boxing gym. He trains different places. The judges needed Inoue to win because the Yazuka got their number. Asian fighters need more love. Donaire is a very good fighter. Congratulations, Naoya Inoue. Shout out to you too, brother. Ernie Galano. Don't forget to smash the like button, people. Don't forget you can also donate to my channel via Western Union or MoneyGram. Did Ward make a comeback announcement yet? Oh, hell no. Why do you guys want Ward to come out of retirement? Ward's done with that. He's managing fighters. He's doing broadcasting. Why should he come back into boxing? Come on, man. The man said he's retired and he's staying retired. Why do you guys want him to come out of boxing to face Canelo? And you know you're going to whoop that ass, but you're going to have to get 2 tune-up fights. You can't be inactive in boxing and then come back into boxing and just be able to box. That's bullshit. He's got to get back in the ring so he's not rusty. Even Keith Thurman got a tune-up fight before he faced Manny Pacquiao. Ward will need 2. And don't tell me he needs some top-tier fighter to face. The first thing he's going to have is an easy fight where he needs just to make sure he can fall into his groove and shit. And then you could have him face Dimitri Bivol or whoever. And then you could have him face Canelo. If y'all really want that to happen. Ernie Galano says, have your haircut, Sir Denzel Washington. Have your haircut, Sir Denzel Washington. Nah, man, I do whatever I damn please, and I ain't cutting my hair. I got to go out and pay a bill in a minute. Then I'm going to do the breakdown of Canelo versus Triple G, the first fight. Then if I can get the feed on this, I'm going to do a breakdown of this fight. I'm going to score this fight and show you guys how I scored it. But it's a good fucking fight. I loved it. A lot of drama in it. You know, it was good. There was a point at which now Inyue, he thought, man, I got to fight this guy back. And he started landing the rip too. But Donaire was landing the harder shots. You could tell visibly he was hurting Inoue quite a lot. You guys don't forget to smash the like button. At least smash the like button. Show me some love. Roller Polar Bear said Mayweather off for 3 years and faced top tier guy. Yeah, Marquez. But it was 2 years. He faced Marquez. But you see, there's a totally different thing here. In that case, Floyd won. Floyd won was he was sparring and doing a lot of work in between fights. He was still active. Ward's not sparring. He's not doing shit. Like if Floyd. Okay, let me ask you guys this question. If Floyd, who's not sparring or doing shit in the gym, was to come back and face Pacquiao, who you think would win? Don't tell me Floyd would win, because he wouldn't. Floyd would lose. All right, you can't be staying away from boxing that long, not doing anything at the top tier level and just face a top tier guy. You're talking about Floyd facing Marquez. Marquez was the number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world. Pacquiao was number 1. True. But Floyd was sparring and doing all kinds of things actively, okay? Here we were talking about Andrew Ward, and he didn't come off for a 3-year layoff. He came off for a 2-year layoff. He came back in 2009. He left in 2007. It was less than the 2 years, actually. It was a year and something. All right? You can't stay away from the boxing game for 3 years, 4 years, and expect to come back in the game and dominate. It just doesn't happen. Roller Polar Bear says, Donaire, woo! Yes, sir. He ain't no joke. I told y'all that. That's why I was backing my boy Donaire for the win. He might have even stopped him. Because he was hurting that boy bad. But there was a certain point where he hurt him really bad and he just let him off the hook. I think he was gassed, so he was trying to pace himself too. Roller Polar Bear says, is Floyd still sparring? I don't think so. I think he's busy doing business now. He's a promoter, so he does his promotion thing. I doubt he do all that sparring and stuff anymore. But it looked like this, you know, as Leonard LB said, he said Floyd would let you know if he's coming back to fight. He's not going to hint it. He's going to deliberately say a date. He will tell you who he's facing and all of that. Donaire needs more volume punching and broken rhythm. He got broken rhythm, but sometimes, man, he go head hunting like a crazy man. That's why he kept on missing shots, and he knew he just pivot out of the way. Good pivot work by Inyue as well. But he had to box off the back foot, boy. Donaire had that pressure on him. He put that heat on him. Donaire was putting that heat on him. Out of the two, Donaire was cracking the harder. Of the two, Donaire's punches were more powerful, clearly. You know, I give Inyue all the props in the world for beating Donaire. I'm getting the decision from the judges, but I don't agree with the judges' decision. The 9 rounds to 2 or 9 rounds to 2 and 1 even and 8 rounds to 4. Those are just way too fucking wide. This fight was nowhere near there. Right? I had it. What did I say? I had it 7-5 for Donaire. It was a close fight, but I had to go and see it again. On better resolution. How did Rigo beat Donaire? Oh, that's a totally different story. Rigo clinically dissected Donaire. Something he knew he just could not do. But again, he's reaching a much more experienced Donaire, a stronger Donaire. This is a Donaire that went all the way up to featherweight, you know. So it's kind of different. How did Rigo beat Donaire? Counterpunching his ass. Sharp counters. Roller Polar Bear says Walter's fight was close till the rabbit punch. Man, Walter's he beat on Donaire in the 7th round, something like that. I can't remember. Donaire's he's a warrior, man. He's a real deal. I knew that from a while back though. I knew you couldn't count out the old man, and I think he almost pulled it off. If he didn't go down in the 11th round, he probably would have gotten the victory. It would have been 115-113. It's all good though. It happens. Porter also got dropped. I had Porter winning against Errol Spence. It happens. You know. Don't forget to smash that like button, people, and also support Tommy Temper's channel. Support Master Boxing with Coach Eric Bradley. Precise striking. Carcino said Donaire is better than Pacquiao. Nah. How could he be better than Pacquiao? Come on. What's he talking about? Skill-wise? Resume-wise? What is he talking about? Any updates on Spence? No, I ain't got no updates on Errol Spence. I want an update on Sergey Kovalov, how he's doing. That's what I want to know. If he's okay, then I'm cool. I thought Kovalov fought a hell of a fight, but actually got tagged with certain punches. He never made the adjustments. Donaire had good defense, though. He has better defense probably than Pacquiao. Carcino's a hater. You know that. You know he don't like Pacquiao. And a lot of people in the LDBC community, I'm not saying all of them, they silently hate on Pacquiao. If they can hate on Pacquiao, they hate on him. I remember when I used to hate on Pacquiao, so I understand. But I used to hate on Pacquiao because, again, he'd been overhyped, and then they was putting down Floyd Mayweather to raise up Pacquiao, you know? And it was lies. So I did not like that. So I did not like Pacquiao. Floyd was always a better boxer than Pacquiao. But I could not deny, as much as I didn't like Pacquiao, I could not deny his greatness. I couldn't deny that he was a very, very, very excellent fighter. Polar Bear says updates on Adonis Stevenson. Just recently, there Adonis did a WBC talk with Panzienza, and they were talking about dehydration in boxing. Just go to the WBC site; you should see it. He's good. He's talking and stuff. His mobility's still not 100%, but he's moving around a little bit. He said he wants to become a trainer. He wants to encourage the youth to get them away from a life of violence like he had. Well, he ended up in prison. Roller Polar Bear says LDBC or YTBC. Okay, so most of the people in the LDBC, not the YTBC. Most of the people in the LDBC, they don't like Pacquiao. Mainly because he kind of represented a bunch of fans who were sort of racist and all of that stuff. They were, throwing racist stuff out there and stuff. And lashed at the LDBC. So they don't like Pacquiao for that. But Pacquiao does have a little bit to do with it because he started egging it on, talking about Floyd running and he's a chicken and all that kind of stuff. The YTBC is the wider boxing community. I also did not like Pacquiao at a certain point in time. I'll be honest with you. Right now, I don't like Gennady Golovkin. That's the truth. I don't like Gennady Golovkin. I just don't. Not him personally. I like him personally. I like his determination. I like his drive and all of that. But I don't like the image of Triple G that they give, and it's overhyped image. This man was never pound for pound #1 fighter in the world. He never was. But they put him as that in ESPN. What they're doing with Lomachenko also makes me sometimes have a bitter thought in my mind. ESPN expunged his loss, and then on top of that, the WBC gave him the franchise championship so he could avoid facing Devin Haney as his mandatory, and I just don't like that. It doesn't even look like he's going to face Gervonta Davis. It looks like he's going to go down to 130 like he said. So after all of this shit, now there's really smoke up in the 135 division. Your motherfucking ass going to go down. Yet the same people who defend Lomachenko, they're the ones that came down on Floyd when he retired from boxing in 2007 when they said the division seemed to be heating up. Come on, man. Which is it? Come on, man. It's the hypocrisy I can't take. Vinny Passport, Roy Jones Jr. Yes, sir. That Vinny Panzienza. That's crazy. Yep. Came up from lightweight, fought all the way up to super middleweight. Roller Polar Bear says, is Roy Jones Jr. versus Hopkins 3 on or not? I think they're serious about it. Roller Polar Bear says, same with Chocolatito. Yeah, Chocolatito was also overhyped a bit until he lost. In fact, I think Juan Francisco Estrada was the first guy to beat Chocolatito. Roller Polar Bear says, Loma called out Inyue. That's some fucked up shit. What would Loma be doing calling out Inyue? Inue's a small bantamweight. That's some bullshit. So you're going to call out Inyue. You're a super fucking featherweight, which is 1, 2, 3 weight classes away from Inyue, right? And you're going to call him out? That's some bullshit. Inyue could barely deal with Nonito Donaire. He going to deal with Loma. That's some punk ass bullshit, man. Don't forget to smash that like button, people. If you want to donate to my channel also, you can donate to it via Western Union or MoneyGram. You can talk to me for more details. He needs to fight Gary Russell Jr. again. I agree. I think Gary Russell Jr. actually won the first fight they fought. He dropped Lomachenko. It is what it is. Gary Russell came in that fight dehydrated. Said he had to lose 2 pounds. It's crazy for that low weight class. Anyways, We'll see how things pan out in the different divisions. That's my take on Nonito Donaire versus Naoya Inoue. I will try and do two of the fights, the Canelo versus Triple G, one, particularly that fight, as well as I'll do the Inoue versus Donaire. Then I'll come back and do Triple G versus Derevyanchenko. Then I may do Canelo versus Triple G 2. And then you guys just ask me, just let me know, guys, what fights do you want me to break down? What fights do you want me to do a commentary on? And I'll do it. All right, peoples, man, I'm out of here. It was good talking with you guys. I got some things, I got some turns to make, so let me go make them. You guys have a good one. Deuces.